Welcome to another episode of the C Network. I am here with
Tedsthetics, whichever one is easier.
How are you feeling? How's the morning so far?
Yeah, I feel good. I woke up nice and early, sort of just come in and thought, let's have some fun with it, man.
I love that. What was your highlight of the morning so far?
Highlight of the morning is always the morning coffee, man. You wake up, you have that double shot espresso, and it gets the engine cranking, and we get fired up, man, and get the day started.
I love that. And do you feel like you're started now? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, man. I mean, you boys have made me feel welcome in this facility, so I feel good, man. I always wake up feeling good, feeling grateful, and any opportunity to create content in front of a camera, whether it's with yourselves or even just by myself making content, I'm always ready to go and happy.
I love that so much, and I know a lot of people might know you for your comedy and your skits and your social media presence. Can you tell us a little bit more about who you are for those who might not know who you are?
For sure. So the name is Teddy. Some people might know me as Tedsthetics. Yeah, man, content creator, video creator, comedian. I don't even know. There are some people that consider me a TikToker, influencer, whatever. I wear all the hats. Essentially, man, I just want to bring joy to people, and I do that via making content. So I just post videos on TikTok, Instagram, and every other social media platform, and bring joy, have a laugh, and whether it's entertaining, whether it's a bit serious, just put that out there, and hopefully the algorithm takes it and runs with it. So
I love that, and you're doing such a great job. Like, I love your content. I know a lot of people love your content. I know 400,000 people love your content as well. You've got a massive following, but how did that start, and how long have you been doing that for now?
So I think it was the last couple of months of the last lockdown. So we're looking at almost 3 years of creating content. I've been doing a year and a half full time. So I've been blessed with the opportunity to be able to do it full time, as make a living out of it. But altogether, it's been 3 years, and it's been a very interesting road. And yeah, so far so good. And I'm hoping another 30 years, man.
And what were you doing before that?
Before that, I was in the fitness industry. So I was working. If you're from Melbourne, you'll know Derrimut Gym. So I was in management at Derrimut Gym. So I've always been in the fitness industry for most of my 20s. I know the best two places to network is a place of worship and in a gym. So I thought, you know what? Why not get into that? Meet people and from all walks of life, and everyone in a gym is sort of like-minded, so it was just a good environment to be in, and I was blessed with the opportunity to sort of work in the fitness industry.
People might know you now for your social media presence, like I said earlier, but how would you describe Teddy earlier? Give us a couple of words to describe you younger.
So a younger me, man, we're talking as a teenager, I was a nerd, to be honest. I was a geek, just playing video games at home, very quiet, sit at the back of the bus, talk to no one and everything. And then, towards sort of like 17, 18 years old, sort of, found my voice and, started having a laugh. And then people are just like, man, you've got the knack for it. And I think it's just being Moroccan. I'm just, I'm just, transparent about things that I talk about. Right, after all, man, it's a skill. So it's just one of those things where you just sharpen up the tools and you just get better at, making people laugh and sort of finding that little methods of delivery. And built it up from there.
How does it feel to be doing what you're doing now?
Blessed, man. Honestly, you speak to most kids these days, their goal is to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I want to become a YouTuber, I want to become a content creator. So I'm super blessed, humbled to have so many people, such a big audience of people following me and enjoying my content. 10 years ago, if you told people you want to become a content creator, they'll be like, bro, what the hell is that? You can't make money off of making videos. But like I said, being blessed with the opportunity, and I'm just rolling with it, and it feels great, man. Every day I wake up, all I want to do is create content, whether it's this interview form, whether it's making skits, or whether it's having a laugh with the boys, or even just jumping in the car and just talking to the camera.
Yeah.
So, grateful for that, man.
What's something in your life that's happened, or a big failure that's happened in your life that's defined who you are now?
Honestly, in life, man, you're going to get happening every day, bro. Excuse my language, but man, shit happens every day, and you just got to roll with the punches. With probably the most, I wouldn't say failure, but almost like a time where I sort of had to hold back, is sometimes when you are in content creation or social media, your morals and ethics will get pushed and boundaries will be pushed. And there was this one time where probably about a year ago, as a man of faith, I feel like I shouldn't be promoting any sort of degenerate behavior. I got a really, really great offer, 6-figure offer to promote gambling on my social media. And it was one of those things where I was just like, man, maybe I should just do it once, just get the money. And, I don't care if it ruins families along the way. But, sometimes you just sort of got to recalibrate, focus on your moral compass and be like, nah, man, I don't want to live with the guilt of sort of ruining, some guys losing all their savings, or someone leaving their family because they've lost it all, or anything like that. I don't want to be the cause of that. And that was probably the one time where I was just like, yeah, man, like finally, like this is sort of like a pivotal moment that'll sort of shape the rest of my career, because if I took that, I probably would have lost credibility, but I didn't take it and I've kept going, because people will only see what you say yes to, they'll never see what you say no to. And that was the one time where I was just like, sweet, I've got a good head on my shoulders, so I'm sure I'll keep this train going.
How important has faith been on your journey?
For me, it's been something that's kept me grounded, kept me humble. Wake up in the morning and bow my head down and pray 5 times a day. You know, it just goes to show that, bro, I'm not one. Yeah, like I've just been blessed with this opportunity to do what I do, and I just do it. And sometimes, you know, having faith in God or having faith in anything, you sort of show you that there's bigger and better powers than you. And at the end of the day, I'm just an entity on this planet. I just take every day as it comes, yeah. And you know, having that is sort of really humbling and keeps me grounded at all times.
When you look back at your life, is there things that you've sacrificed or you've done that were hard that has made life much easier for you now?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think getting a job at 15 is sort of tough enough, right? Because you got to start sacrificing time with the boys, time like going out. There were times where, you know, like there are things, so many things that I wanted to do, and you know, there's going to be a lot of young people watching this, and trust me, like all these nights out and all this like stuff that, you know, the illusion of options that are out there for you, like to go out and, you know, do all this degenerate behavior that, you know what, at the time it might feel cool, but like the way I describe it's like chewing gum, yeah? You have it, has a bit of flavor, and then after a while you're like, oh yeah, this is us. You end up throwing it out, right? So like looking back at those sacrifices and moments where I've just like, you know, I've held back, whether it's going out, whether it's, you know, dude, like I come from the fitness industry. Been sacrificing food since joining the fitness industry, man. And you know, just like those things like that, it goes to show you that, like you said, you reap the benefits later on, because you realize that like instant gratification is us as well.
On reverse, was there anything that you did that was easy as now that you're not paying the price for?
Oh man, that's a really good question. The one thing that I did that was easy when I was younger, and now I'm paying the price for it, spending more than you actually have. And I think it's super easy to get into debt, especially now with Afterpay, ZipPay, credit cards and everything like that, man. It's super easy. I think when I was younger, got into a bit of a debt, and when you're young, $5,000 seems like a lot. So at the time I was like, oh my God, how am I going to financially recover from this? And then you realize that, hey, I'm just spending the money trying to impress people that actually don't care about me, bro. Because you either sacrifice for what you want, or what you want becomes a sacrifice, right? And then I got to a point where I was in debt, and the things that I actually wanted to do, like travel, and my mates were going overseas and doing all these trips, I couldn't do.
And you know, for a young person like myself and other young people, there's so many things that we focus on that we think are very important right now. And I know you've gone past that now, but was there something that you thought was really important when you were younger, but as you got older, you were like, you know what, that wasn't even as important at all whatsoever?
It feels like everything in life, to an extent, you feel like is important at the time. Then you look back and it's just like a blip, like the smallest thing on your timeline, right? And I think one of the things that I really thought was important was almost like having to prove myself to people. And I think we all grow up with like, yeah, I got to prove them, I got to prove to them, I got to prove, and then you realize as you get older, man, you just got to prove to yourself, man. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not about proving people wrong, it's about proving yourself right. And sometimes just waking up, looking in the mirror and telling yourself like, hey, this is who I am. From that, reverse engineer it to make good decisions every day, they'll get you closer to that person.
How do you stay motivated to continue pumping out this content, and how do you stay in love with what you do?
I don't think it's motivation. I think it's just discipline. You know, I've set myself targets every Sunday. I'll sit down by myself, have a staff meeting with myself on a whiteboard, and I say, this is what I need to do, even if it means putting out very average content. It's just sort of the practice of everything. What I tell people, it's like brushing your teeth. Yeah, so you get to a point where you don't even think about it. So now I know every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, I got to post a video, non-negotiable. You know, like the more you do, you're going to build up the momentum to stop the. So whenever I get a creative block, sometimes it's just about just keep doing, no matter how it is, and then eventually that creative flow will come. So sometimes like just doing the action will sort of breed that creativity to keep going. And yeah, it's just discipline, man, honestly. And I love what I do. You know, a lot of people will sit there and be like, oh man, it's so tedious to make videos and everything. For me, I'm like, I love it. You know, we're here in Richmond 7:30 in the morning to do this, and you know, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else because I enjoy this stuff. And I think a lot of people just see a 60-second video and just assume that, hey, like, oh man, he just whipped that up like this. But for a video to be good, like the difference between a good video and a great video is research and planning. It takes me like an hour to make a 60-second clip, and that's just something that I'm just recording myself. However, if I've got to do like my suburb videos or any sort of video project, there's research that goes with that, and you know, that's me on the internet at like 8 o'clock at night, sitting there on a laptop on my couch when I'd rather be watching Netflix and eating a tub of Ben & Jerry's, but I'm there, you know, researching suburbs and, you know, doing all this stuff, and a lot of research goes into it, but I still wouldn't want it any other way. And like I said, that's the difference between good and great. It's just putting in the work. Sometimes a little attention to details shine through the video, and people will be like, oh, you know, you just need to do it like this and you'll go viral. And it's like, man, you don't have to be stupid. Sometimes just people will respect your effort if they see it.
What was your proudest moment, and what were you doing at that time?
So my proudest moment would have been the time that I hit 100K followers on Instagram, which is very sad, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just data and it's a metric. But at the time, it was like I overtook a lot of peers. You know, for me, it was at the end of the day, I see it as healthy competition, right?
I love that.
You know, like I overtook my peers in a short amount of time. They've been doing what I do for longer, and I did it in a shorter period of time. Sometimes, you know, having that imaginary beef and competition, you know, sort of drove me. And I just remember, man, just because when you first start doing something, a lot of people around you won't understand it. Your family and friends will be like, bro, you're crazy for doing that. And then when you finally sort of hitting that milestone, it's like, all right, cool. The proof is in the pudding. This is sort of the proof that I can show people that, hey, I'm not actually crazy. There's a niche for this, and you know, people will gravitate towards it. And what was I doing at the time? My daughters made me a cake, man. It was, you know, you're talking 2 toddlers slapping together a cake, like from a cake mix box from like Coles, man. And you know, just having that moment and celebrating it was awesome, man. And honestly, even like I'm on the cusp of hitting 500,000, and honestly, I'd celebrate it the same way. A lot of these people want to celebrate at Nobu and all these bougie ass places, but for me, man, it's not the place you're in, man. It's just the company you have. And at the end of the day, man, if it means getting a Coles mud cake and slapping some 500 candle on that and a K at the end, I'm happy and I'm wrapped.
Yeah. I got one question for the young people that are watching here that look up to you and love what you do and love your content. What advice would you give them?
Try, test, taste. That's probably the best advice, man. Especially in a world where we have so much information and knowledge, right? You're going to get pulled from a lot of different angles. You're going to be like, oh, you know, no, you should do e-commerce. No, you should do crypto. No, you should do fitness. Oh, no, you should become a barber. No, become a tradie. Or, you know, become a makeup artist or do lashes. It's like, at the end of the day, you're not going to know until you try. Yeah? Jot down your first 3 interests that come to mind, things that you would do without getting paid. For some people, it might have to be working for free at the start just to get that knowledge and cultivate the experience. And for some people, man, your network is your net worth. So sometimes it's just, there's no harm in reaching out to people that you know and just being like, hey, you know, I know you're a barber. Can you help me get into here? Or I know you work in Sephora. You reckon you can help me, you know, get me into the warehouse or whatever it is. So, you know, just trying, having the humility to sort of ask for help. And I think just if you already know what you want to do, you just get started. I think that's the best piece of advice.
The company is called the C Network, and the reason why it's called the C Network is because I believe everyone's here to plant something. You know, I plant to create videos and educate people and to share love and to show people like yourself who are doing amazing things to inspire other people. What seed do you reckon you are here to plant?
I'm here to plant the seed in Australia that even as someone coming from a migrant family, you can still pursue something creative and succeed in it. For a lot of people, I think a lot of people, we're told, no, you just have to work hard. You got to slave away. You know, you got to work with your hands. But reality is, there are some people within the community that are very, very creative, but they get shunned down, whether it's by their community, by their own family, or by their own mates. But I'm here to plant that seed and let you know that anything creative you can do. And sometimes you might sell yourself short, but you know, you just got to be unapologetic about your art and put it out there. And you know, like once upon a time, there were gatekeepers. There were people that said, oh no, like if you want to make music, oh no, you got to speak to this guy. But now, bro, there's the internet. You know, whatever you do, just post it and let the algorithm do its magic. And sometimes a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, but what if someone comments this? What if someone comments that? At the end of the day, the comment section is just feedback. And sometimes you need to hear it. And that sometimes you're not as good as you think you are, bro. And that's just the reality. You know, I look at my old videos and I used to think, man, some people used to comment this, comment that. Yeah. Now I look back, man, delivery, editing, but that's the only way I got better.
Yeah, that's an amazing answer. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people out there or to Ricky right now? You can look at the camera. If any last thing you want to say, you can't say it right now.
Ricky, you're looking good, brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. I'm glad we captured this. And thank you, Ricky, for being so kind and helping us. That's a wrap. You want to call it?
Done.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.